Hi, everyone. Glad you're here today. Where I am in the north, it's that wonderful time of year where it starts to warm up, but then one day it could be 60 degrees, 70 degrees and sunny, and then the next day it will be freezing rain or worse. So today is one of those days where it's not decided if it wants to give up winter yet. It's kind of freezing rain and ice pellets and all kinds of yucky stuff. So for me, this is a very good day to be doing some yoga, help lift up our spirits. So if you're having the same kind of day, I'm glad you're here with us too. In case you haven't got a chair handy with you, we're going to be doing some of our practice. I'm going to show you how to incorporate the twists that we do with the use of a chair, which can come in very handy if you're ever in a place where you haven't got space for a mat, but you need to do a little bit of a yoga stretch. So the twists can be done also with the aid of a chair, whether you need a chair or not. And just because you have got yourself down onto a mat, and that's pretty easy to get up and down, doesn't mean you can't use a chair on occasion to sort of, freshen up or change up your practice. Chair is a tool just like the block is. So if you haven't got it ready already, go grab a kitchen chair of some kind or a sturdy chair that doesn't have arms, preferably, and put it to the side and keep it handy for when we get to that point. You're also going to need a block, and if you have a small blanket for Shavasana, fantastic. Also, if you have a second blanket or a very soft, low pillow, or even a folded up bath towel for your head for Shavasana as well, or whenever we're doing any reclining postures. So there are all the things you're going to need today. If you have two blocks, even better, because you can keep one at each end. So the block is a really handy tool. I've said this a million times, invest in blocks. They're something you will use your entire yoga journey. But if even the block is not something you can reach down and touch, that's where you can have the chair to help you out in some of the forward folds, whether there's a twist or whether there's not. So if you are checking in and you can do it before you flip it to your TV screen, say hi so I know who's with us today. I've been saying hi to several people who are checked in. Also too now, Jerry has checked in. Hi, Jerry. I wonder how the weather is in Atlantic Beach. Some areas are kind of nice, and other areas they're experiencing some rainy weather like I am here. So hopefully, whatever your weather is, I know that, who was it that said that? I think it was Christine. Christine said she's in her backyard. That must be just wonderful. I can hardly wait till I can get out in my backyard and do my yoga. That's my favorite place to do my personal practice, is out on the deck doing yoga in the fresh air. So, just a couple of things to point out to you. If you have not signed up for the newsletter, please do that. Do that as soon as you get off of this class, because very shortly afterwards, probably by this evening, I will be sending off this week's newsletter. And it's been inspired by someone who messaged me and asked me about the benefits of yoga for the brain, particularly wondering if there was any postures or something that you could do that would help you to benefit your brain activity. And generally, yoga is all about the brain. Everything we do in yoga helps us to improve our brain, from circulation to focus to meditating and calming the mind down. And of course, the main thing is getting the blood circulating so that more fresh oxygenated blood gets to your head. So I've got a few tips there and an article which you can read, which there's a link to in the newsletter, that is about Alzheimer's, dementia, and yoga, and how the yoga practice has benefited people who have a progressive Alzheimer's dementia. So check it out. And if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, just go to my website, www.northernzenyoga.com, and there is a tab on the drop down where all the little tabs are where you can go and visit the different pages, and one is particularly says newsletter, and all you have to do is put your email address in there and send it in, and it automatically is uploaded to the feed of the newsletter. So good. Okay, Cindy is here. Wisconsin Hummingbird. I just love that handle. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay. Jerry says it's stormy in Atlantic Beach. I hope you're having at least a good thunderstorm. I love thunderstorms. So much energy involved in a thunderstorm. It's especially in the South. One of the things I loved, I'm quite frequently in Myrtle Beach. And one of the things I love is when they have a really good thunderstorm in Myrtle Beach. And it is electrifying in a lot of ways, both for your soul and for the sky. So I'm glad to see we're getting a few more people joining us. I'm going to be starting fairly shortly. So I think most of you were here on Tuesday, maybe one or two were not. This class, we're going to work on twisting. So just to regurgitate about the benefits of a twist, when you think about the action of a twist, it's mostly in this area around our upper part of our body. And what we are doing is we're keeping the lower part less mobile and we're moving the upper part. And so we're giving it a little, just like when you wring out a towel or a face cloth, we're giving the internal organs just a little bit of a squeeze. Now, you don't have to be doing anything really, really violent to yourself to get a benefit from this. A lot of times we'll see in Yoga Journal and on other pages where they're showing, beautiful young ladies doing a yoga practice, and they seem to be able to twist themselves into various shapes. You don't have to go that far to get a benefit from it. Just the action of moving, like something like this, is doing a little bit of squeezing. And our bodies were designed to be able to do that and to give a little squeeze to the internal organs, because what we need, and it's pretty much the only way they get a really good fresh supply of oxygen and blood, is when we're moving. Moving is so important to our bodies to keep them healthy. That's why people who have a very, very sedent lifestyle where they don't move too much, they sit in a chair for hours at a time, they don't really move their upper body in relationship to the lower body, they end up having issues in their organs. The organs need to be squeezed, need to be massaged, need to be replenished with fresh oxygenated blood all the time. So this is why it's important to incorporate the twists into our yoga practice. So today we're going to focus on that, because the more twisting you do, you have kind of a detox effect into your body, and which is a very good thing, especially in the springtime, because our blood is changing, temperatures are going up, we're having to adapt to a different temperature to our body, and our internal organs have to work a little bit harder to keep and maintain temperature so they don't get too warm. So this transition time is a good time to be doing something that's going to help to detox them. Okay, so you're welcome, Cindy. All right, so we're going to come and sit on our mat. We're just going to do some of the stuff we're going to do today is a lot like we did on Tuesday. I hope you don't mind that, but it's good. Two sessions in a week of the twisting is going to make you feel so much better next week. All right, so I'm going to get my stuff out of the way here for now. We're going to come and sit on the mat, and you're going to come into your easy pose. So whatever easy pose looks like for you, and you've heard me ad nauseum tell you this, find your easy pose. What really irritates me when I see a lot of videos is that they have this expectation that everybody's body is going to be able to go exactly into the position that they are in, even if it's their first time doing yoga, and no matter what their age group is. But the truth is, yoga, as I've said before, is a journey. And quite often, the whole purpose of doing yoga is to become more flexible. Being flexible is not a requirement for yoga. It's a goal that we set, that is a journey that we're going to take to get toward being a different level of flexibility than we are right now. And then even as we reach different milestones, we're always working on moving that goalpost just a little further, to help keep our body in optimum flexibility to avoid injury to our muscles, to our bones, and so on. So wherever you're at, just make sure one thing, that you are honest with yourself, that you are feeling something stretching. If you're not feeling anything, if you're too comfortable, if you have your legs out like this because it's super easy and comfy, you're not going to improve your flexibility. But if you pull them in a little bit more, just a little tiny bit, and you find, okay, now I'm feeling things stretching, at least now you are in the position where you're starting to move yourself toward flexibility. If you're up here closer and you've got your legs crossed, but your knees are way up here, you might be tempted to start to support yourself under here. So unless you're feeling painful, allow the legs, allow gravity to work with you, to push your knees down toward the floor. That time we spend in this position where you feel that achingness, you're going to be benefiting from that. That is what is going to move you closer to flexibility. Even when I sit in this position, as easy as it looks to you maybe watching me, I can feel this. I'm definitely feeling this. And when I don't feel this anymore, then I'm going to be pulling my legs up onto my lap a little more in order to start to work on getting things going in a different direction. Just make sure wherever you're at, you're not feeling pain. That's different. Achy stretch, yes. Pain, sharp, sudden, in a specific spot you can point to, don't go there. So let's find our easy pose, your easy pose. And we're going to sit here for a moment. We're just going to relax. We're just going to start to calm our body down. Take a few breaths. Don't control it yet. Just breathe your normal breaths in and out, settling down your body. And today I'm going to show you a mudra. Now, mudras are finger positions using a small amount of pressure onto the fingertips. There's lots of them. Some of them are easier to do than others, but the most common one is this one. This is the Ganya mudra, and simply it's pressing the tip of your first finger into the tip of your thumb and applying light pressure there. So these mudras, they're just not there to look kind of cool. They're actually pushing down on pressure points in your hand to help stimulate nerve endings going up and through your body. Now, this particular position stimulates nerve endings going to your brain. So it's wakening up your brain. It's helping you to focus. So try it. Press in there and just give a little bit of pressure, just enough to feel the pressure. And if your fingers don't fall out flat, or you have a desire to want to curl them, that's okay too. But I like to put my hands onto my lap like this and press in. And sometimes my fingers fall flat out and sometimes they don't. Depends on my hands today. And close your eyes. And now you're going to focus on your breath. Just take a deep breath into the belly. Hold it just for a heartbeat before you release it. And then slowly through your nose, let it go. Keep breathing deep breaths into the belly, pushing the belly out as you inhale. Bringing oxygen right down to the bottom of your lungs. Hold it for just a heartbeat, and release slowly. Keep those breaths going. Relax your shoulders. Careful you're not tightening up the shoulders. And as you breathe, ask yourself, what is my intention for my practice today? To reach calmness, to feel at peace, to bring awareness to my mind, to help to stimulate my body. Whatever yours is today, just focus on that thought as you breathe, your belly going out on the inhale and back in on the exhale. Let your eyes float open. We're going to stretch out our legs a little bit. Stretching them out. Your knees can be slightly bent. And we're going to inhale. And on our exhale, we're just going to drop the right hand down. And with the left hand, we're going to stretch and reach in this direction. Come back to center. Inhale the arm up. Stretch. Reach in the other direction. And you're rocking on your bottom. So inhale up, stretch and reach. Back to center. Inhale up, stretch and reach. And come back to center. One more time on both sides. Really stretch and reach. We're going to hold this now for at least 2 breaths. So take those deep breaths into the belly. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale as you come up and over. Take 2 breaths here, 2 deep, deep breaths. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale one more time. And exhale, come back to center. We're going to inhale up. And we're going to drop our belly into our lap. Our knees are still bent, relaxing down. Stretch out your back. Just inhale and lift up through the rib cage. Just try to stretch out your rib cage a bit more. And exhale. Relax down a bit more. So even if you're way up here and you can feel your back stretching as you reach up and try to push your belly down, you're fine. You're doing it. Come back up slowly. We're going to cross the legs, so wherever your crossing of the legs looks like. We're going to inhale up. We're going to bring our belly down toward our lap again. So exhaling, pushing our belly down. Reach for the floor when you need to. And if you can keep pushing the belly down, walking the hands away from you on fingertips. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, see if you can drop your belly down, just another micro movement. And try to stay at this level, and we're just going to reach our right hand underneath our left arm. Just a little twist. So you're dropping the left shoulder down toward the floor. So even if you're way up here, it's still the same movement. Come back to center. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, let's pass the right hand underneath the left arm. And slowly come back to center. Using your hands, you're going to walk yourself backward. here to come back upright. We're going to switch legs. So whatever leg you had in the back, if you had your legs crossed, even if you had them crossed out farther, just rearrange your legs. We're going to do the same thing again. So let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, reach for the floor. Bring your hands down and then start to push your belly toward your legs. Coming down as far as you can come today. Just finding that nice achy stretch in your back. Be very careful you're not lifting too much of your bottom up off the floor to come down lower. To stay planted down. I'm just going to move my hand over here just so you can see better. And then we're going to inhale, exhale as we reach underneath the right arm. Now, if some of you are fairly flexible today, you can come down and you can start to drop your shoulder toward the floor. Get a little more intense twist. Come back to center. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, slide the right hand under the left arm. A couple of breaths here. And then let's come back to center again, walking the hands back toward the body, lifting yourself upright again. Inhale, nice big stretch up. Exhale, we're going to come into the seated twist. So gently drop your right hand behind you. Bring your left hand, towards your lap. And we're just pushing the shoulder back. Just a little push. Remember, you want to feel the twist in your back, but you don't want to feel pain. So make sure you're only pushing that shoulder into the achy stretching area. Your belly is mostly face forward. If it's on a bit of an angle, that's okay. Just watch you're not twisting too much by your low back. We're going to inhale the arms up. Let's stretch it up. And on your exhale, we're going to twist in the other direction. Breathing into this stretch. Deep breaths. Come back to center. Inhale your arms up, palms together. Exhale. We're going to press down, coming into Namaste, which is another mudra. The mudra of respect and prayer. Pressing your palms together, bringing your palms down together as far as you can before, if you really, really can't press any further, then just slightly come down just so that you're at least below your chin. And you're going to work on pressing those palms in. So there's pressure from each side, pushing the palms in toward each other. And release, shake out your wrists. Let's come over onto all fours. Okay. Coming into all fours. We're just going to do a few cat-cows just to warm up our back a little more. So your toes can be tucked like this, or your feet can be flat, whatever feels better for you. When I first started, this was the position that felt best. Now that my feet are relaxed more, I can press them down. Let's drop our belly. Push your belly toward the floor. Look up slightly. You're going to feel your back curve. Inhale. Exhale. Arch your back like an angry cat. Pull your belly up. Pull your belly button up into your ribs. Push all the air out. Inhale as you drop your belly. Exhale as you arch your back. Inhale again as you drop your belly. Exhale as you round out your back. One more inhale. And exhale. Come back to flat back. We're going to take a cat stretch now. So let's stretch out our right leg and our left arm. So if you're falling on your face doing this, you've got a block. Use your block for support. Look just ahead of your mat. This will help you to balance. And then when you feel like you can balance, take your hand off the block, drop it down when you feel like you're going to lose it. Okay, let's switch sides. Inhale the right leg up and the left arm. Watch you're not doing this. Use your block. And come back to center. Keep your block handy. We're going to push back into wide leg child pose. So nice and wide. See if you can get those knees to each side of your mat. Pushing back toward your heels. So if you're way up here, because your knees won't allow you to go back further, or your hips, this is where you begin. So you're going to take your block. You're going to find a spot you can put your head on so that you're pushing back and going into your achy zone. If you're able to come down and bring your bum to your heels, then you're going to drop your belly down to the floor. And again, the block is here if your head doesn't quite make it down without your bum coming back up again. Come down here, relax. Take a few deep breaths. Then we're going to come back up. I'm just going to move my position. We're going to stay in the same place we were before. We're going to come back up, and we're going to start to walk our hands over so that our chest and our belly is coming over the right leg. So even if you're way up here, you can still get into the twist. If you're way down here, then keep yourself nice and low. Come back up and walk across to the other side now. This you should also be feeling up your side and your back, as well as the pressure in your belly area and your diaphragm. Let's come back to center. Walk your hands back toward you, bringing you back upright. And we're going to come back onto the mat. We're going to come into a posture that's called the King of Fishes. I think that's what it's called. In any case, we stretch out both legs. We're going to bend the right leg. We're going to bring that leg across toward the floor. So if bringing the leg across and trying to plant it on the floor is not happening, you have your block. You can rest your foot onto the block to have it in a position where at least it's crossed over your leg that's stretched out. If you're able to bring your foot to the floor, what you're going to then start to do is work on bringing that foot back toward your hip so that you have a little more of a stretch action happening up in here. So it's not too comfortable. So we're going to inhale. We're going to reach up with the right hand, bring it behind us. We're going to take our left hand and we're going to grab around our shin bone area and our thigh. Don't grab your knee and pull on your knee. And we're going to just twist toward that direction so that we're twisting to the right. Breathe deeply here. The breath is important as we're in the twist because we want to make sure we're getting lots of oxygen. So breathe into your belly. Make sure you're maximizing your intake of oxygen. One more breath here. Come back to center. We're going to cross over with the right hand. You can reach down and grab your ankle. The other hand, the left hand, is coming back, and we're going to twist gently in that direction. And come back to center. Shake out your legs if you need to. If your hip's feeling a bit tight, just give it a little bit of a shake. And then we're going to switch sides. So again, if you need the block for your foot to be resting on, that's okay. If you can get your foot down to the floor and you're over here, that's fine. But then you're going to start to work on bringing that foot slowly over time back toward your hip. Once again, we're going to reach back, this time with the left hand behind us, and the right hand is going to hug our leg in toward our chest, and gently turning to the left this time. And as far as your head goes, if your neck allows, you can follow the direction of the twist. But if your neck is very, very tight, just go as far as you can before you start to feel too uncomfortable. Breathe deeply. Come back slowly to center. We're going to cross over. So we're bringing the left hand over. We're going to grab our leg or our ankle. And we're bringing the right hand behind us. And we're just going to do a counter twist in the opposite direction. And slowly come back to center. Stretch your legs out. Shake them out. Now we're going to come up into a standing position. So we're going to get up off of the mat onto all fours at first. And then we're going to come into the downward facing dog. And I want you just to be there briefly. And as soon as you get up into down dog, start to walk your hands back toward your feet or your feet toward your hands, whichever works best. So we're going to inhale, the hips up, push into your hands. Relax your head down. And then you're going to walk your feet or walk your hands toward each other. Coming into the forward fold. So we're going to relax here in the forward fold. And very slowly we're going to come up, but we're going to come up with a flat back. So this is important. So you're going to use your arms to lift you up. Push into your feet, bend your knees, flat back coming up. Now I'm going to show you, first of all, how to do what we're going to do in the forward fold with a chair, so that if you are sitting in a chair and you're doing this practice with chair, you can know what that looks like. So I'm just moving my chair here. If you've got your chair handy and you want to bring it over to your mat, you can do that now. By the way, when you came up, if you felt dizzy, that's normal. Just take a few deep breaths, it goes away. So think about the position that we're in, and we're going to place our hands onto the front of the chair. Make sure this chair, though, is fairly sturdy. It's not going to fall forward when you lean on the seat of it. So you may want to hold it more centralized or have your hands more in the center of the seat. Have your feet only hip width apart. You're going to then inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to push your belly down and you're going to think about your tailbone coming up toward the sky. You can bend your knees here and make soft knees. They don't have to be straight. And just allow yourself to start dropping down toward the seat of the chair. Now, the practice we're going to do here is a twist. So in this case, we're going to place our hand or our forearm, if we're able to get that far down, onto the chair. Spread your hand out. Make sure you've spread the weight of the pressure on your hand out across the seat of the chair. We're going to take our left hand, we're going to put it behind our back, and we're very slowly going to bend our right knee, straighten out the left leg, and then lift the shoulder up toward the ceiling, just like that. Let's come back down again, switching hands. This time the left knee bends, so the knee bends, which the hand you have planted, and then the hand behind the back, we're lifting the shoulder up. Coming back down. So that is the forward fold twist if you're using a chair. If you want to use not a chair, you want to be using your block, you're going to come into your forward fold. So you should be using a block if you're able to come down far enough to be able to put your hand onto a block. If you can't reach the block on its high side, you should think about using a chair. So drop your belly down toward the floor. Toward your legs. Block is in front of your right toes. Pressing down into the block, bend your right knee, straighten out your left leg, arm behind your back, and we're going to push into. Now you notice I straighten out my arm. For me, it's more comfortable like this. You can have your hand like this. As long as your arm is straight when you start to twist, you're okay. And breathe here. Deep breaths. Come back down slowly. Switch sides. Left hand into the block. Bend your left knee. Straighten out your right leg. Arm behind your back. And then you're going to lift your right shoulder up. Take a few breaths. And slowly come back down. Relax into your forward fold. Going to come up very slowly. So inhale, push into your feet, bend your knees. Coming upright, coming into mountain pose. So this is where mountain pose helps you just to recover, especially if you're feeling dizzy. Palms facing forward, shoulder blades slide down your back. Chin is level to the floor. Everything is strong. Start tightening up the muscles in your body from your feet all the way up, your belly, your back. Strengthen up your arms even. Close your eyes and breathe and smile. Feel the energy moving through your fingertips right now. Breathe. Notice what you feel and how you feel. So we're going to come now, you can open your eyes. We're going to come now into some of the postures of the warrior postures with the twist. So I will show you not only how to do that standing, but also with a chair. So let's have a look at warrior one. So warrior one, right foot forward, your imaginary line down the middle of your mat so that your left foot is on the other side of that imaginary line. Our hips are forward. We take a step back as far as we can. Our ankle, we should place our foot in a position where our ankle feels comfortable. We need to have our hips forward and our heel pressed into the floor. If your heel's not pressed into the floor, you're doing a lunge. And it's a little bit different, balancing especially. And it's very different if we're going to go into a twist. So make sure your knee is facing forward, your toes are facing forward, and the front foot. And if you're upright and you look down, you can see your toes down here wiggling. I'm going to inhale the arms up into the air. We're going to exhale. We're going to bring our chest down as if we're going into humble warrior. So you're going to want to have your block here, either for balance at this point, but we will need it for the twist. We're going to drop our chest and our belly down toward our thigh. Push into your back heel. This will help to stabilize you. And then we're going to take our block, bring it right beside our calf muscle. We're going to push our right hand into the block. Put your left hand behind your back. And you're going to inhale your shoulder up toward the ceiling. Take a breath here. Exhale, come back down again. Coming back up, inhale up. We're going to do this again, only this time we inhale and straighten the front leg. Exhale, coming down in a forward fold. So we're always, when folding is happening, belly is coming toward leg. So we're working the hip joint. Reach for your block. Push your fingertips, your knuckles, your palm into the block. Left hand behind your back. And we're going to inhale the shoulder up to the ceiling. So basically the same twist, just with a different positioning of the leg in the front, and so it works different muscles. Come back to center. Inhale, bend your knee as you come up. And take a step forward. Stand for a moment in mountain pose. Just feel the two sides of your body, how they feel. So let's flip around. I'm going to flip around. You don't have to. This time, left foot is forward. Right foot comes back. Finding my balance place here. Front knee is bent. Toes and knee is facing toward this direction. I can look down. I can see my toes. Watch your knees and caving. Pushing my back heel down into the floor. I'm going to take a deep inhale here. Can reach up if you like. And on the exhale, tightening everything up as we come down, bringing the belly down. Dropping our belly and our chest toward the leg. If you need to, you can drop your block. Use it to help you balance here. Just switch my hand. Now I've got my left hand on the block. My right hand behind my back. And I'm just going to lift my right shoulder up toward the ceiling. Come back down to center. Inhale up again. Reaching up. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, coming down in the forward fold. Putting my block again beside my leg. Pushing my knuckles down in. Right arm behind my back. And I'm going to lift that right shoulder up toward the ceiling. Now, you might only get this far. That's okay. If you can feel yourself working hard at lifting that shoulder, you're doing it. Breathe, breathe. Slowly come back to center. Inhale, bend your front knee as you come up. Push into your front foot. Inhale up. And take a step forward. Stand in mountain pose for a moment. Excuse me. Standing in mountain pose. Breathe. So I'm quickly going to show you how you would do the same postures if you were sitting in a chair, using chair. So if you've grabbed your chair, bring it to a position where you can find it, or go and sit on it. And to do warrior one in chair, we sit side saddle on the chair, so the back is to our right hand. We have our right foot forward. We have our left foot back as far as we can, and if we could plant our heel down, that's even better. But I realize in this position, this is a little bit different for the leg to be able to twist out. So if you need to, you can have your leg in a position where you are on your toe here. So the goal is to be able to work on this, to be able to have your foot flat down. But if you can't, you can be here. So in this case, we still use our block. We're going to bring the block down here. Oops, a little bit closer. We're going to inhale the arms up. We're going to exhale, bring our chest down. If you need to, you can grab the side of your chair to help balance you as you come down. Rest yourself as low as you can toward your leg. Switching hands now. So I brought the right hand here. I've got the left hand behind my back. And we're just going to inhale, lifting up that shoulder, that left shoulder toward the ceiling. Again, if you only get this high and you can feel yourself working to lift and twist, you're still doing it. Let's come back up. And we're going to switch sides. So Just because of the positioning of the body on a chair, it's not that easy to do the one with the two straight legs. So in this case, we're just working on the one positioning on here. Drop your hand down. This is the left hand into the block now. Arm behind the back, inhale. Lift up the shoulder toward the ceiling. Exhale. Drop back down to center. Come back up. So it's as easy as that for doing it with a chair. Remember, if you're working with a chair and you're needing the chair because your balance is off or you can't get down onto the floor, you can still get the benefits of yoga by just making sure that you use the chair as much as you can in order to help you maintain your balance. You don't want to fall off the chair. So between a block and the back of the chair or the seat of the chair, you should be able to keep yourself moving into the position for the stretch without worrying about falling. Let's get this out of the way. So we're going to come into the wide leg stance. So let's open up our legs nice and wide as you can here. Push your heels out. Have a little bit of an angle on your feet. You'll find that you'll get more stability. Pushing into the flat of your foot. Make sure you're not rocking onto the edges of your foot. If you feel more secure by turning your toes out and you find that is a more secure stance, go ahead and do that. But what I find is that if your toes are in, your hip joints are more inclined to be able to rotate a little easier because of the positioning of the bone in the hip. So let's come down. Same thing applies here to every forward fold. We're leading with our belly, not with our head. So come into a flat back first. Push your bum out, flatten your back out, drop your chest and belly down, grab your block. And if you are using a chair, you can do the same posture using the chair instead of the block if you can't reach a block. So we're coming down. We're going to place our hands onto the block. If you're able to come down lower than the high side of the block, try to play around with that to see how far down you can go today. If you can reach the floor, even better. So we're going to start with our left hand pressing into the floor or into your block, right in the center. So we're in the center. And we're going to take our right hand, put it behind our back, and we're going to inhale as we lift the shoulder up. Keeping a nice straight arm. Just a little lift. Exhale, come back to center. Switch sides. Left hand behind the back, and we're lifting up the left shoulder toward the ceiling. Drop it back down again. Give yourself a little rest for a second. Take a few breaths. We're going to do that one more time. So I'm just going to put this block here just to show you if you were using the block, what you're doing the same thing. Hand behind your back, inhale, right shoulder up. Take another inhale here, make sure you're still breathing, don't hold your breath. And then slowly come back to center. Switch hands, left hand's behind your back now, we're lifting the left shoulder up. And then slowly come back down. Block out of the way. We're going to come up the same way as we went down. Nice flat back. So push your hands into your thighs or into your hip bones. Inhale, push into your feet, come upright. Just take a moment. Maybe stand back in mountain pose. And breathe. Feel your body, feel your energy. Feel and notice where you feel it. We're going to come down onto the mat now. So you can come down any way that feels good for you. You don't have to be graceful about it. I'm not. And just have to rearrange my mat here. It's creeping. I know where it's going, but it's not going very far here in the right place. So make sure you have a block with you. And we're going to come down nice and slow onto our back. This is when you might want your towel, your small pillow, or another blanket that's folded, just for your head, to help you from feeling. It will help especially if you come back down and you feel really tight in the shoulders or the neck, and it makes you feel a little nauseated. That will help. So come down, roll down your back, and bring your knees up toward the chest. And just allow yourself to flatten your back down by rolling on your back, side to side or in circles. Allowing your shoulders to start to relax. Put your arms out into a T. This helps the shoulders to release, flatten down the shoulder blades. Drop your feet to the floor. We're going to take a block now, or whatever you are using for a block, and we're going to put the block, between our knees, but not on our knees. So we're just actually squeezing it with our thighs and our shins. So keep the knees free. Just drop it down between your legs as far as you can. Put your arms out to a T again. Inhale your knees up, rock on your back. And when you feel ready, slowly drop your knees toward the floor. Squeeze. You can actually roll onto your hip, but try to keep both of your shoulders making contact with the mat. Stop when you can't go any further without lifting your shoulder up. If you're way up here and your shoulder wants to come up and everything feels tight, that's where you are. That's your first stage of going on your journey. Squeeze your block. Inhale up toward the center again. You can rock on your back a little bit before you drop over to the other side. Take lots of breaths, lots of those deep breaths, making sure the oxygen is getting to your organs inside your diaphragm here, your liver, your kidneys, all that good stuff. Bring your knees back up. Place your feet on the floor, and let's just squeeze that block a few times. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Now, this particular thing we're doing right now with feet flat on the floor, back flat down onto the mat, the block in this position into your thighs, and squeezing is really beneficial if you have any kind of sciatic pain. This will help to release the bones that are the sacroiliac bones that have a joint. The sacroiliac joint is the sacrum and the iliac where they meet. There's a little joint there. It helps to just uncompress them slightly so that they release in case you have anything pinched in there or they're misaligned. So this is a really great exercise to do. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release for low back pain. While we're down here, we're going to come up into a supported shoulder stand. So we're going to push into our feet, lift up, have the block on the lowest side, and you're going to place it across the flat part of your pelvis, not on your spine at all. It should not be on your spine. You should have a gap here between your hips and your back. And you're going to lift up your knees first and then your feet. And press your feet toward the ceiling. And we're just going to hang out here and let the blood circulation change direction. Very slowly, just Rock back and forth. Don't go too far, you'll fall off the block. Just a little rocking motion from one side to the other. And if you want to, you can go in a circle if that feels better. If you like, you can open up the legs, press the heels out, point the toes up, do a few scissors like this. Or you can just hang out with your feet up in the air. It's up to you. Drop your knees toward your chest and then push your legs up. Not too far, you don't want to collapse, fall off your block. And we're going to slowly drop our feet back to the floor again. I'm just going to take a few breaths in this position. This is called supported bridge pose. Push your feet into the floor. See if you can just slightly lift up off of the block and then relax back down again. Tighten up your thighs to help lift. Tighten up your belly. And the next time we lift, we're going to take the block off. So push into the floor, lift your hips, slide that block out of the way, and slowly, slowly let your back down. Bring your knees up, rock side to side for a moment. Go in circles. And we're going to place our feet flat on the floor on either side of our mat, coming into our very last twist before Shavasana. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, just let the knees together fall over to the left and look toward the right. Keep your shoulders down on the floor. Inhale your knees up. Exhale them to the right. Look to the left. Keep breathing deep breaths. Inhale the knees up. Let's bring our feet back flat to the floor. We're going to do the same thing with our feet together now. So inhale. And on your exhale, drop your knees to the right, look to the left. Inhale up. Drop your knees to the left, look to the right. Inhale up. Now you can get yourself stretched out for Shavasana. Take up lots of space. Spread your legs wide. Come into a star pose where your arms are wide, your legs are wide. Let your feet relax. Let your body start to melt down into your mat. Take a few of those deep breaths into the belly. This time, let it go through the mouth. Helping you to melt down even more. Stay here. Close your eyes. Just breathe. And to let your jaw relax. Begin to let everything relax. Take yourself back to your intention for your practice. Remind yourself what you wanted from this practice. Take one more deep breath in through the nose, let it go through the mouth. And just let yourself go to a place in your mind where you are at peace. Spend a little time there. begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, waking your body back up. Bring your knees up to your chest and give yourself a big hug. And thank your body. If you feel like you need a body stretch, take that too. Stretch it out. And when you're ready, just roll over to one side, it doesn't matter which. And take a few moments here. Just take a few moments for you. Just enjoy these last few breaths before you have to go back out into the world again. And when you're ready, you can sit up and join me in easy pose. If you have some tea or water nearby, take a few sips. And let's close our class. We'll close our class today by chanting Om, one beautiful Om. We'll take a breath in and out first, and then inhale for Om. So let's inhale, exhale, inhaling for Om. Om. Rub your hands together, generating some energy, some heat. And as you do this, think of all the places inside you that need some loving, healing energy. Close your eyes, place your palms over your closed eyes, and when you breathe in, open them. Sending that energy straight to where it needs to be. And on your exhale, palms to ceiling, sending it back out to the universe. Scoop up a little bit. Bring it back to your heart center. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. So, if you have a question about this or anything, about what benefits of yoga, where you're feeling your aches and pains and why you're feeling them there, this is the time. I give you a little bit of time at the end of each class to ask questions if you have them. I know that most of you are regulars, and so you probably don't have as many questions as you really did in the beginning because we kind of covered a lot of stuff already. But if you do, let me know. So now's the time. Type in away. Don't forget also to press like if you liked this particular class, you know, the little thumbs up thingy. I don't know if YouTube loves those things. The more they see, the happier they are. So always say you like something. And that also lets other people know that it's a good thing. Thank you. I see all the likes coming on now. All right. No questions today, girls? Okay. Lisa says that twisting makes her very warm. Yes, it does. It does indeed. Why do you think that is? Well, think about what we're doing. We're actually bringing warm blood circulation into the internal organs, and we're generating a little bit of heat by doing that. As a matter of fact, once you get into a little bit more strenuous yoga practice, and by strenuous, I mean we hold the postures longer, we do a lot more twisting in a strenuous practice than we normally would do in a gentle practice. And of course, you're able to take yourself a little deeper into the practice when you've been doing yoga for a while and becoming more flexible. We get very warm. Vinyasa Yoga, which is a continuous flow, it's also called flow. By the end of that class, you might start off with your warm-up jacket on. By the end of that class, you're wishing you could peel off everything because you are sweating. And yet you're not doing that much different than what we were doing today, except for you're not taking a little break in between, and you don't have to listen to the teacher explain so much, so you're very focused. So yes, it generates energy. Yoga is not a high energy, as a rule, exercise, but it still stimulates your circulation system. So just by the stimulation of the circulation in your body and the extra oxygen coming in, fires up your internal furnace, and it burns a few calories. So, but don't go off and start, having the chocolate eclair because you had yoga today. Mm-mm. Think of something healthier. Anybody else have a comment or a question they want to share with us? Also, too, if you have anything you would want me to discuss in the weekly newsletter, particular area of your body, or if you have a particular complaint that you have been experiencing, let me know. I would love to be able to have new things every week for the newsletter. And so sometimes, I have to rack my brain thinking, okay, what do we have not talked about? So if you can send me suggestions, that's great. You can send them either through email, Facebook, or through the community Facebook page. All right. Well, I am not seeing any more questions coming up, so I guess we'll sign off now. So I'll see you on Tuesday at 10:30 New York time or Eastern Standard Time. And next week, I think on the Tuesday, we will do a yin yoga, like a proper yin yoga. I know we did a yin yang a couple of weeks ago, and we did the yin yoga more on the Friday, but for a lot more people join us on Tuesdays. So I think I'll make a yin yoga class, like a full proper yin yoga class. And I always try to think of different yin positions, not the same old every time we do it, because there are so many. Some of them are harder to do than others, and I have to figure out the modifications that we will need for that. But let's do a yin yoga on Tuesday. So make sure you come warm and you come cozy and you come with socks on and all of your props, every pillow and blanket that you can drag into your yoga space. All right. So I'll see you then. All right. Bye for now. Love you all. Bye.